Hello and welcome to another live stream. A few things in store today. I thought I might talk a little bit about some voicings that you'll find kind of fun to do. I mean, they're voicings that I used in the Misty chord melody. So talk about some concepts around that and different chord types on that. And then I thought I might talk a little bit about a short I had planned to make, which I still may do that. But I had a little trouble trying to get it explained in 1 minute. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about that. So it involves learning different inversions through the augmented triad, and that is another concept that, or a concept that I learned from watching some Pat Martino instructional videos and stuff in the past. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that. It's very interesting. Actually, it's very simple and elegant and interesting. So I thought I might talk a little bit about that later. And then, of course, let me know if you have any questions or what your struggles are, maybe what your level is. That's one thing I've been trying to think about too on the channel is where are people at, as far as beginner or intermediate or advanced or and all that. So kind of what your struggles are as well. That can help shape the content of the channel. Okay, so let's talk about this this chord that I use. So I use this A flat major 9. And one thing you really want to be able to do if you aren't doing this already is to identify the chord tones by their kind of role in the chord. So this note on string 6. See if I can switch my view here. This note on string 6 would be the root note. And then we have the major 7. And you can hear that interval. It's major 7. And then we have the 9. So 7, 9, and then the third. So if you're accustomed to using voicings like this voicing, this one, and I'll have to apologize. I was painting earlier today, so painting the studio a little bit in spots, so I may have some paint on my fingers. But so we have the drop 2 style voicings, which are great. And this kind of falls a little bit outside of that, you might say, because we have kind of a almost a piano maybe type voicing, if you will. So yeah, I do know Stairway to Heaven. Check out my I did a short on that not too long ago, and that's on my Jim Ellis guitar lessons channel. But there's a short of me playing, I don't know, just the whole intro, I think. So yeah, check that out. So I'm, so then you get these notes that would kind of be maybe a little bit easy to do on piano, but they are maybe a little bit of a stretch on the guitar. So, but that's why drop 2 type voicings and drop 3 voicings are so useful. Okay, thanks Dylan for writing in. So I did take a little bit of French in high school. So you are new the guitar. I can't say my French is very good, but yeah, so yeah, Steroid Heaven is just right. And on like that. So and it is kind of interesting because it has this nice descending line, right? That kind of works down there. So you get a minor, major 9, really. So on the second chord. So yeah. So thanks for your suggestion there. So I don't know if there's a quick, easy translate on here, but thanks for writing in, Dylan. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So another chord that I used in that video. Oh, hi Adrian, how's it going? And yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Lar. Welcome, Adrian. So I'm going to be reading 2 different chats because I'm doing a desktop version and a mobile version. So we've got another similar kind of voicing, which is a dominant 7th, so B flat 9. And one thing that's really, really kind of cool, which I didn't use at all in that Misty video, but if you play a minor 9, that's kind of cool too. So let me show you that one. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? So listen to that. Pretty dissonant, but I would say it's kind of pretty sounding. So that's like a B flat minor 9. And some of these you might, try to play these up further up the neck, maybe like a C minor 9 or something. So, and minor major, that gets really pretty dissonant, right? So C minor major 9. So those types of voicings are kind of cool, I think. And so we're incorporating into the into your maybe like chord vocabulary and all that. So some of them are a little bit of a stretch, but doable. Back to that B flat 9, it's pretty easy to play the 13 as well. Yeah, Eric Beal, thanks for writing in. So Alan Holdsworth, yeah, so he was an amazing player. It's really interesting to kind of think about him, and I was looking up some tunes and things on him, and I may incorporate that material into the channel. So yeah, and it's really kind of cool how he thinks of, or how, as far as I understand, how he thought about the neck and kind of mapping it out. So pretty amazing individual. Really kind of perfectionist too, as I understand it, and always kind of searching for tone. But I guess all of us are sort of doing that. Adrian says, nice voicings, thanks. Yeah. So let me take a minute to talk a little bit more about Pat Martino. I'm going to investigate more on Alan Holdsworth, and let me know if you have any favorite tunes or questions about him and his playing, and what kind of intrigues you about him and his playing, Eric. So this is really kind of a cool thing. Like I said at the beginning, I was putting together a video kind of short, and I just kind of remembered back that I had a follower here on YouTube who had given a few lessons to, and he had this exercise that he wanted to learn. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll try to refresh my memory on that exercise. So check that exercise out. It did really well on the YouTube Shorts. All right, so here's the thing. I think you'll find this really pretty cool. So you're gonna have let's say a C augmented triad. Okay, and then this is a really great way to arrive at the some different chords. Okay. All right. So let's say I have C augmented triad, the first 3 strings. If you lower the string 1, you get the C major triad. You go back to the C augmented, raise it, you get A minor. So notice that those are the relative major and relative minor in the key of no sharps, no flats. So all arrived at just kind of playing around with this voicing. Okay, now if we kind of do a similar thing with the middle string, we take string 2, lower it a half step. Okay, we get A flat major. Back to the augmented triad. Raise the middle string. We get F minor. Okay. Back to the augmented triad. So notice that's relative major and relative minor in the key of 4 flats. Okay. And then notice on string 3, we lower the note on string 3, we get an E major triad. Back to the augmented triad. We raise the string 3, we get C sharp minor. Right? So that's the relative major and relative minor in the key of 4 sharps. Okay. So, you know, what you end up there, what you end up with there is, you know, the first inversion and root position and second inversion major triads, and you know, same kind of thing with the minors. You get a first inversion, second inversion, and root position triad. So it really covers a lot. Just so I would say, like, really just it's kind of fun to think about, but it's also on a real practical level. It's kind of good for getting maybe some chord voicings for triads and stuff. Yeah, Stairway to Heaven is great. It's got the kind of counterpoint thing happening, and it's got you know, unique chord voicings and stuff, and like and it's interesting how it builds, you know, and kind of gets faster, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so Eric says Pat and Wes think about minor over dominant sounds. I think you mean Pat Martino. I guess since I was just talking about him. Pat had such a unique way through building chords. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think as far as I understand, he kind of thought like in minor on almost everything in a way. So he kind of had a way of doing, you know, minor sort of things, but you know, listening to him and kind of thinking about his tunes and stuff, I think there's a pretty broad range, diminished, and augmented and those kinds of things. But yeah, I have heard that. Yeah, so for one thing, if you have G7, you can play a kind of D minor. And I think I did one of the shorts videos. I played a segment of a solo where he was doing that. I think kind of up in this position likely, but yeah, I mean, if you play even D minor triad on, let's say, G7, right, you get the fifth, the flat 7, and the 9. So you get some of the kind of essential things as well. Just to elaborate maybe on some things, you can play all sorts of minor type things, like even E minor, right, on a G7. And that gives you the root, the third, the 13. Right? So yeah, there's something I think kind of to the minor sound and the minor triad on there. All right, so maybe I'll talk about a few things that I've planned to do. I've been thinking a lot about doing the Footprints by Wayne Shorter, doing a video on that. I think that would be a pretty cool one to do. And so let me know if any of you play that tune. But Wayne Shorter was such a great composer, so I feel like I really want to incorporate some of that with the channel, and so hello, Rogue Strummer, how's it going? Yeah, there's this one icon that makes it really hard for me to read the comments there right at the bottom, but oh, here we go. Banging out these hits. Yeah, I've been kind of focused on doing, like instrumental sort of guitar. I've done, some of the I guess hit tunes, like Oye Como Va by Tito Puente, but I did the Carlos Santana version on that, and Breezin', and what else did I do? What's that tune? Affirmation. So yeah, I've been trying to cover a good amount of material, and a kind of a wide range, of things that really I think folks could have fun playing at a gig or something, or putting together arrangements for concerts and stuff like that. So Yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for another maybe 10 minutes, but think about any questions. I might just noodle around for a minute or two, and but I'll probably stay on for another about 10 minutes here. Okay. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Yeah. Is that Joe Zawinul? Great suggestion. Is that, or am I thinking of something else? All right. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Just kind of Cannonball Adderley comes to my mind there. But yeah, let me write that down. That's a great suggestion. That's great. And Killer Joe, yeah, I think I actually did a video on that a long time ago, which I should probably update. Yeah, yeah, that's a great one. Those are a great couple. And yeah, Killer Joe, Benny Golson, I believe. Yeah. So they'll have to come back to me. It's been a while playing those. Yeah, Joe Zawinul. Yeah, amazing people, amazing musicians. So yeah, those are great song ideas. Definitely those will be on the channel at some point. And I do have Killer Joe, I think, but it's one of those that I probably did a really long time ago, and yeah, the bridge on that, yeah. Yeah, those are great. Those are awesome. Thank you for those, Eric. And Benny Golson tunes are there are just so many. He's almost, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many. I believe Whisper Not, and what's that other tune? Along Came Betty. All so many great tunes, and really kind of fun to improvise on, and to work through those changes. Yeah, and the bridge for Killer Joe is that, I'm not sure if that's the one you're thinking of, but I'm just kind of piecing these together in my memory, kind of noodling. So maybe I just played a little bit of it. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. and really had pretty good turnout today. So I'm gonna leave leave this live stream on to rewatch, and I'll mention too that I'm streaming for desktop and mobile here, kind of two different streams. But yeah, great tune ideas, and great chatting with all of you. Yeah, you're welcome, Eric. Thanks for joining. I do plan to live stream during the week. I haven't decided on a certain day, but tonight, Wednesday, worked out pretty well. And I do plan to kind of work in live streams on the weekends, which it may end up being like Saturday or Sunday, kind of depending on how things go. Let me I missed your question here. Question: I have trouble cataloging sounds, minor or dominant, triad pairs, etc. Wondering on tips of breaking down sounds and how to keep things organized. Yeah, that's definitely an issue. So as far as chord types go, I like to think in terms of like kind of families, maybe with different characters. So it's sort of like the major family, where you get sounds like my kind of major sevens or six nines, and so those kind of fall into sort of the major sort of sounds, and then minor sort of sounds. So I would think about like a minor triad maybe, and then its role. Is it the minors are kind of maybe funny in this way, but could have like a tonic type minor sort of thing, which can really have a lot of different sounds to it. You can have like or just or there's so much, so there's that kind of like a lot of variety, I would say. But then I kind of think about minor that in the terms of like a predominant as being sort of almost like a little bit separate or a little bit distinct from that. And then the dominant seventh, I kind of think of those in two different categories. Sort of like the static dominant seventh that you can just kind of hang on and maybe or the more like kind of active wanting to really kind of go somewhere, so like altered dominance and things like that. So kind of think of those in those sort of families. But another way to think about it is how many notes, right? So triads, three notes, so major triads, minor triads, and augmented type triads, and diminished type triads. So 4 basic different types, but you could maybe incorporate the sus chords and things like that into it, and then keep building like that, like 4 4 notes, you know, start thinking about 4 notes. Or and then 5 notes, then you get in pentatonics, and then 6 notes, and 7 notes and 8 notes. So how many notes are you kind of dividing the octave into? All right. Hello, Play Neon. Not sure about that one, but thanks for your suggestion. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. So I'm just heading out here, and thanks so much for checking this out. I do appreciate it, and please, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel and like and follow and all that. Tell a friend, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great practice session.